Hey, Red Baggett family. Today's book review is a special one for me because I personally know the author. This is called The Blueprint for a Successful Career, a foundation for developing young professionals. This is by my guy, Will Baggett with Ty M. Brown. But I know Will personally. Will tell you a story. U of H, actually, I wore it for this story. I was at the University of Houston. I had heard some news about my position that kind of had me in a funk. I wasn't in the right space. My wife was like, hey, you still have a lot of chance, or you still have time to impact the athlete you're with. And I was like, all right. But I was really in a funk. And so we met with this guy. They said, this guy's here to talk about branding. And it was Will Baggett. And I was like, okay, the brother's sharp. I get it. And he was talking about Twitter. And I looked at my Twitter. I'm like, man, I got more followers than him. But he was talking about branding. I remember I went from like slouching, like, man, ain't nobody trying to hear this, to like sitting up locked in. So from slouching to locked in, I was just enamored by everything he said and what he said to do. And I got to meet him afterwards. And I said, hey, man, appreciate you. Learned a lot. And it just felt like he gave me the attention. It felt like we were the only two people in the room. And he said, what do you do? I was like, I do player development. This is what I do. This is how I do things to help players off the field. And he was like, wow, that's really awesome. He's like, well, who knows that you do that? And I was like, I use Twitter and different things like that. He's like, no, you need to use LinkedIn. Have you use LinkedIn? And I was like, LinkedIn is a place where you just put your career. It's just like where you place your resume, you keep moving. He's like, no, decision makers are there. So I was like, you know what? From the news I heard, I was like, ain't nothing better than, I have no reason not to load things up to LinkedIn, and I did. And it was incredible how my career grew. I reached out to him, I was like, man, appreciate you so much. He's like, bro, let's stay locked in. And so we stayed locked in. We literally stayed locked in till this day. That was, 5 years ago. We've been locked in, and Will has helped me. I've been able to help him. He's a world-renowned speaker. So let me go back. He's a world-renowned speaker. He speaks. He has over 300 keynotes. He does an incredible job, and I've been able to help him find some of those. And he actually just spoke at a conference that I held. So really, really thankful that we have, number one, a friendship, but we also can help each other. Today, we're going to talk about the blueprint for a successful career. So really, really excited to give you these takeaways. Takeaway number one, this is a great resource for young professionals. If you know any young professionals, if it's graduation time or you're a boss and you're hiring someone, you have interns, you have an internship program, a mentorship program, you need this book. You need this book. This book is an incredible book for young professionals. I'll tell you a couple reasons why. It goes from starting in the role, being great, to the promotion to being a leader. So, hey, here you are. You got the role. You're an associate, you're a coordinator, you're an entry level, whatever it may be. But then you kill it in your role. You do incredibly well in your role. You do a great job in your role, and you become great. You are becoming great. Then from great, you get a promotion. So you've been great. The company sees it. The business owner sees it. So you get a promotion. You go from there. And then from there, you go to being a leader. And so this book doesn't just say, hey, congratulations on being a young professional. This is how you get your start. Once again, this is for a successful career. So this is let me make sure you can see it. This is for auto zoom it. Let me get out the way. There it is, for a successful career. So this isn't just hey, you're a young professional, here's your young professional years. This will help a young professional for a successful career. So a young professional, if you care about young professionals, this is literally a playbook for them, or the blueprint, as it says. And one thing I love that Will talks about here, which any young professional I've seen crush it in their role, they have done this. He talks about going above and beyond with small responsibilities. If you have a small responsibility, go above and beyond. Will had this incredible presentation where he talks about his time with the college football playoff and how he was given a small role, but he did it so well. And once again, if you need a speaker, bring him in. But I love that he tells young professionals to crush it with the small responsibilities. Go above and beyond. This can be hard to hear sometimes. And I've had my experiences with Gen Z, and I know with social media, we all see everybody's climb up, right? We don't see everybody's career. We see, oh, you went from this to this, and people don't see what people had to do to get there. So this book encourages young professionals to crush it in the role with small responsibilities. Takeaway number two is these forward management parts by Ty M. Brown. These forward management parts are really, really good because Ty puts so much, they did a great job writing this book. Ty puts so much intentionality in this. So it talks about the leadership perspective. This is called phase 3 or affirmation. It says, do you fit my jersey? Can your staff walk in public with a jersey that has your name on the back of it? That's accountability. Your staff represents you. Do you feel comfortable sending them out in the world with your reputation in their hands? If you have done your job in creating and maintaining an accountable, desirable, productive, and enterprising environment, then your staff should present you well. So as you can see, this is getting out of the book. Remember, I told you this book is from being in a role to being great to promotion to being a leader. So this is the affirmation piece. This is another forward management piece by Ty M. Brown. Can your staff walk in? Think about that. Like as a leader, can my staff walk into the public with my name on the back of it? Jones II. What would people say? Oh, you work for that guy, or that's your boss? Oh, wow, you work for someone. What would people say? And so I love this part of the book because the forward management, like let's get to when you do manage. Let's think forward. Let's not just stay here in young, because I've read books, I've seen people talk about young professionals, and the thing that this book, what Will and Ty did well, was not only young professional, but get you to think forward. It's literally called forward management. I love that. I love that forward management piece because it helps you prepare for future leadership while you're in the role. And as you prepare for future leadership, you can only prepare for future leadership when you're taking care of what you're taking care of now. And so I just love the way that they intertwine that piece into this book. Once again, this is a blueprint. This is a game plan for an entire successful career. So love those nuggets there, Ty. Hope you see this. And then takeaway number 3, I know Will personally, I've done this. Will talks about this a lot. And they talked about simple acts of thankfulness. Simple acts of thankfulness. Do you write written notes, with young professionals? Do you write those written notes? Do you say, hey, thank you for this. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for believing in me with this project. Thank you for giving me the space to get this done. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Whatever that may be. Are you doing the simple acts of thankfulness? Maybe it's a written card. Maybe it's an email. Maybe it's letting them know, hey, I'm thankful for you. And so in the young professionals, I know you all, I've been there as a young professional. I put my head down, chin strap on. I just want to get to the next thing. I want to get to the next thing. I want to get paid full time. I want to get benefits. I want to make this salary. But as you're going through that path, make sure you're having moments of thankfulness for the people who are helping you. There's going to be a lot of people who help you. You cannot do it by yourself. And so this book encourages that. And once again, like I said, I know Will personally. I know Ty as well. But this book here, incredible book. Incredible book. If you know anybody who's a young professional, anybody in their career, really anybody that's leading young professionals, if you're leading young professionals, this book is good for you to give them the advice that they need. But Will Baggett with Ty M. Brown, the blueprint, this is golden. Thank y'all so much for taking time to listen to this review. Since we're talking about leadership, I want you to check out this video right here about the uniform of leadership. Check out this book right here about the no complaining rule. Have a great day and get your copy of the blueprint today. The link is in the show notes.